Good morning, friends. Happy Wednesday. Oh, it is October 8th. So we are second Wednesday into October. Hope your new quarter, new month is going well. Go ahead and put in the chat where you're calling from and what are your goals for this month? What are you creating? I would love to hear where you're at. What are you creating in your doTERRA business? And while they're putting where you're calling from and your goals, I'm going to get the Facebook Live started. We've got Moneta calling, Leanne from Alberta, and Miriam from Germany. Awesome. Hudson, we got Nixa from Hudson Valley, New York, Amy from Georgia. Moneta is calling from Maryland. Her goal is to meet and surpass the Diamond Club requirements. I love that. Tony from Arizona, goal of 3+ enrollments. Fantastic. And then we've got Bobby from Missouri, Shayna from California, Angie from Virginia. Her goals are to get 3 new builders and I'd get 1 new builder and 3+ enrollments. Awesome. I love that. Nix's goal is to get 3 new builders. Gwen from Washington, goal is to double her fast starts this month. Yes. So get specific with us, Gwen. We all know that doTERRA is doing a first time ever double your fast starts. So tell us what, because 2 times 0 is still 0. So give us a concrete goal there, Gwen. I'd love to hear what your goals are. I've never seen doTERRA do this before. We begged them for it, and they were so gracious. And so I want to see just how much we can create with this promo they're trying out. This is a trial, so I want to prove to them that it was worth it. Awesome. Okay. And then we've got Lorraine from Switzerland, Diamond Club, and going for gold this month. Ooh, juicy. That's fantastic. Yes, I love that goal. Yeah, getting concrete with those goals. Shayna's goal is 3 new enrollments and 1 new builder. Jeff's goal is to enroll 4 in October and get the new Fast Start bonus. Love that. Okay. So fun. And then Jennifer from Georgia, the goal is to incorporate doTERRA lifestyle in my health and coaching career and podcast. Fun. I love that. Yeah. Isn't podcasting amazing? Like, gosh, to think that anyone on the planet could literally be their own radio station, their own broadcasting platform. Like, it's just incredible. So dang cool. And then Lynn, ultimate goal is 15. Okay, I think she's referring to something sooner, an earlier comment. But a solid silver setup. Love that. Oh, fantastic. Love the energy, love the vision. I just want to share with each of you just how crucial vision is. Vision, we live or die by our vision. And so I want to share a couple of highlights. Yesterday, Natalie and I sat down with Dave Sterling, and I just wanted to share a photo from our, we threw it together super last minute. He's about to go on a family trip for 9 days. So he was super gracious to meet with us. Let me see if that worked. No, didn't work. But maybe I'll just show it on my phone. So we had an awesome visit with Dave Sterling. Hopefully you guys know who Dave is. He was one of the original founders. Back when there were only 3 or 4 of them, he was one of the first. So him, Emily, Doc, Greg, these were the core 4 that got things started. And And it was just so good to hear his vision for um, where we're going. Um, as the original founders have stepped back from like daily involvement in doTERRA, it's been interesting to watch how um, just what a struggle it is to keep vision alive, to keep the entire executive team um, engaged in a really meaningful vision. It's been a struggle, and I think we've all felt that. There's nothing, and I don't fault anyone because I think any of you who have started out with a vision and you've tried to transfer that to either your children, to your downline, to your core leaders, you know what a struggle it is. It is, it is such, I'm learning, a rare gift to be able to create and sustain your own big vision and then to transfer that vision to others. So I just want to share that I've never been more optimistic about the outlook of doTERRA and where we're going. Um, Dave sat down with, I don't know how many founders. I know Emily Wright was there, Greg Cook was there, Dr. Hill was there. Um, Even some of the spouses were there. I know Emily's Wright's husband was there. And they just had um, a heart to heart. I think it was like a 3 hour meeting. And they, I think they cleared a lot of the, um, I don't know, just some of the clouds that had set upon the the board and just kind of the current state of doTERRA was it was a little bit cloudy, and they were able to clear that air, and they created um, some new not just strategy but also clarity for doTERRA that they haven't had in years. Dave said that he said it was the best founders meeting they had in 5 years. And we've also been chatting with Emily Wright. We had an hour-long call with her, and she shared the same thing that it was hard. It was getting hard for her to put her heart and soul into doTERRA, but she's back, and she is so committed and so excited about where we're going. Dave, um, he's like this father figure. He just brings this groundedness and like security to doTERRA that nobody else can bring. And so I just want to share how grateful I am and how grateful we all should be for the father figure that we have in Dave Sterling. Like he brings this wisdom and this he just has this slow nature about him. Like he doesn't do anything impulsively. And I've seen him in really hard situations where it would have been so easy to be triggered and to just shut people down because of the way they were acting. And that's not who he is. That's not the way he rolls. Um, he brings he brings a presence that doTERRA needs right now, and I think we all will benefit from. I know it's hard to see um, the direct results of these board meetings and these founders meetings, but we're going to see it. It's going to be really manifest over the next 6 to 12 months. So just wanted to share those couple of quick thoughts about the yeah, where the company is and where it's going. I'm so grateful. So that is yeah, that's a quick recap from the front lines. Um, I want to open up to Q&A now. So anybody, if you want to raise your hand, um, I'm here to field any questions about your goals, about your business, about your personal development, your leadership. Let's open it up. So go ahead and raise your hand, and we'll bring you on as a panelist. And yeah, I'm here for you. So Jeff says, what is Dave's position beyond founder? Um, I I don't know if he's playing the role of chairman of the board, but I think I don't know for sure. All I know is that he is an active member of the role of the board. He is, yeah, like if the ship has lacked a captain, the captain is back. So that's all I know. I don't think he's going to be playing any kind of CEO role. It's pretty clear that Kirk is doing a fantastic job. He will continue to do that. Murray will continue to be president. Um, but just, yeah. So, okay. I'm seeing in the comments that Emily did say that he'll be the chairman of the board. So that sounds like that's what I'm seeing. That's the role that I'm seeing him play. So thank you for that clarity. If you did not catch Emily's speech at convention, I'd advise you to go back and watch it and rewatch it and rewatch it because she crushed it. And there are some, oh, yeah, there's just a clarity that she brings. Re-enthroning essential oils was a theme in her message, and that was another theme that Dave brought up yesterday. That's where we're going. So super exciting. All right, we got Lorraine raising her hand.
Hello Andy,
Bonjour, comment ça va?
ça va bien, merci. Je reviens du leadership à Madrid et c'était
Ah,
extraordinaire.
génial. So Europe just held their leadership event in Spain.
Yeah,
And so Lorraine just came from that. So how was it?
it was brilliant. Uh,
Awesome. I heard Matt Hall led a 3-hour mastermind and just crushed that. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
It
Well,
was really brilliant and really fortunate to be able to hear from him. It's just
awesome.
amazing.
Isn't he fantastic?
He is.
We are so blessed by him, by Shantae. Yeah, so good. So, what was your top takeaway from Matt's 3-hour training?
I love that the way he's launching business builders.
Mm,
So basically ask them if they want to go fast or average.
hmm
And if they want to go fast, he ask them to do 4 classes per week in 1 week to launch them. And if they want to do it average, it's 4 classes in a month. So basically one
Mm.
class per week. And based on how they perform, is gonna adapt his support to them. It's
Awesome.
a quick
Yeah, I know. It's hard to condense three
resume.
hours into that short of a summary, right? But
It's really
yeah.
a short summary, but I love that idea and to ask them to give them possibilities
Mm,
on how fast they want to build, and then to give them like homework or task, and
mhm.
then evaluate if they did it or not, and then support them in consequences of the actions.
I love that.
Yeah, but basically the 3 hours were just amazing. But that's really one takeaway.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
Oh, you're welcome. And I've got a question for you because I was really inspired by your experience, doTERRA.
Oh, good.
And so I scheduled a date to do one in Belgium in November.
Awesome.
And I remember that you said that it may be easier for people to move to schedule it in one day. But you
Mhm.
mentioned, I think it was Amy Fuller, that she did it in 3 hours, like a
Yeah,
version, a simplified version.
we've done lots of different variations. She's done a similar event. I wouldn't call it the same event, in 3 hours, but that's when she just invites people over to her house and she calls it Pizza and Possibilities. And she just offers free pizza and she only invites people who she sees potential as being business partners. And and then, after pizza, then they present the business. It's probably only an hour of structured content. The rest is just, chatting and connecting. So, yeah, I would say that a 1 day is probably a really good container for the full experience doTERRA experience. So we have done it on full day Saturdays. A lot of our teams have done the same thing. So, you could start at 9, finish at 5, just pack it in, and obviously take a lunch break. But yeah, that's a great model, especially in Europe. It's funny. I actually heard that Disney built huge lodging next to the Paris Disneyland, and nobody uses it because Europeans are used to just coming in the morning, leaving in the evening, and they don't stay the night. Whereas Americans might come and spend 3 days at the park, and they need lodging. So, anyways, kind of a big miss because Americans weren't thinking how Europeans do things. So,
Yeah, I imagine it must be different, but I don't know. I'm not that used of the American way of living. So,
yeah. Yeah, I think the 1 day could work really well for Experience doTERRA.
and what would be the main thing to not miss or to not the
Well,
thing that I absolutely need to mention or
yeah, so if you look at the content of the way we do Experience doTERRA, it's actually that's the same exact amount of time. And so I wouldn't change the content um, in terms of the pieces, the ingredients. Obviously, they need to be your leader stories, your stories. Um, but like we start on Friday about 1 p.m. with the tours. And then the content, like we don't dive into like the PowerPoint presentations until maybe 4 or 5. And so we go until 9 p.m. on Friday, but then we start 9 a.m. Saturday and finish at 1 p.m. So if you look at it as far as actual presentation content, doing a full day Saturday would be exactly the same as what we do, which is a Friday evening plus Saturday morning.
okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also good to have the night in between because I was thinking when I was reading the PowerPoint, I was thinking in 1 day it's a lot of information for people. So
Yeah, there's something magical too in a retreat setting when, you've had some presentations and then people have a chance to talk. And it's oftentimes those conversations that happen after the content, that's where the magic happens. And so, as much as we'd like to take credit for the presentations, it really often is the builder who brought their prospect and they're like, yeah, I saw this and this is what I'm thinking. And what would you do about this? And, my situation's unique and help me see a way forward. And so a lot of times there's late night conversations that happen on Friday night. And that's where a lot of belief is built and a lot of big decisions are made. So
yeah.
if it doesn't work to fit an overnight in, it's fine. But I will say there's some magic that happens,
Yeah, I think for this time it's gonna be on a Saturday,
right?
1 day event. So we'll
Yeah,
try and adapt based
yeah,
on the results, and we'll see how it goes.
awesome.
But thank you because I think it's important to leave spaces for people to talk. And
Yeah,
when we organize something, we always tend to put too much content. So thank you for that reminder.
totally. Yeah. So for anybody who is curious about the Experience doTERRA content, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and show. This is at sharesuccess.com/leadership. So this is what it looks like. You scroll down to the 2024 resources, and we've got the schedule in Google Sheets. So you could copy that and make all the changes you want. And then we have the whole PowerPoint. And this is a big file. It's like 1.2 gigs. So don't expect that to pop up on your screen 2 seconds after you click the download button. But yeah, these are the resources that we use that we're happy to share with anyone, any team. So take advantage of those. That's at sharesuccess.com/leadership. So,
Yeah, thank you so much. And I don't know if I had a problem, but I wasn't able to download the schedule.
oh, really?
There were a message error, like the file was deleted,
Oh, interesting.
but I don't know if it's on my end or the problem.
Okay. I'll fix that link right after this call. So give me uh, give me 10 minutes after the call and we'll have that fixed.
Perfect. Thank you very much for your help, Andy.
Absolutely. Thanks for hopping on.
And thanks for the inspiration and the PowerPoint.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining, Loren.
Thank you.
Au
Bye-bye.
revoir. Okay, I saw some other questions come through. Oh, so Gwen says, I did a vendor booth recently. What's the balance in reaching out to people? I sent a quick day of text, then a more personal text a few days later. How often now? I don't want to get annoying, but the excitement will die the further out I go. So I think that, I mean, as much as we hate calls from unknown numbers, I still think that there's so much power in high touch. So if I were you, I'd send a text saying, hey, this is so-and-so. I just want to see how you're doing. And then I'd place a call. I know that's scary. A lot of the younger generations don't realize that you can actually do phone calls on these little rectangle devices, but they do still work. So I would do the high touch and reach out within a day or two with a phone call. But I'd love to hear other people's advice too. So put that in the chat. Paula says, I'd love any advice on using the ZYTO and Visera scans to build my business. So I have never used those to build my business, but I do want to show James and Roxanne Bybee are doing like a booth blitz right now. I think they sent some photos. And of course I can't see them right now. So I'll keep looking for their photos, but they've been doing booths at the St. George Marathon and at the Senior Games. So Utah every year hosts these I think it's a global senior games down there in St. George. And they've been doing booth after booth. Like it's literally, I think it's like 12 days of booths over the course of 2 or 3 weeks. Um, dang, I wish I had that photo. But yeah, they're basically just doing Visera scans. And so they have a sign um, outside their booth that says health scan. It's one of those big flag banners. And so they're offering a free health scan. The thing they like about Visera is it's fast. A lot of the ZYTO and Itobi scans, they do take a little bit longer. And so you just have to take that into account when you're doing a booth. You're not going to be able to process as many or, serve as many people if you're doing oh, here it is. Okay. Oh, this is great. Oh, how to open it? Oh, heck, I don't want to share. Let's see if this works. Okay. Can you see James and Rox? So they are, here's the big banner that says health scan. And then basically people, I think they just follow a QR code and they use their own phone. But they have their Visera account that gives them that QR code. And then people do the scan. And then here's the genius. They set up right there, they get out their calendars and they set up an appointment to do the follow-up. So yes, they are getting enrollments. I think they got like 3 enrollments each yesterday, but they're also setting up the follow-up. And this is where the money's at. Everybody knows the fortune's in the follow-up. And so they set up a time where they can go over the results in depth and and help people understand the results, make a game plan, get their order put together, and really implement what they learned from their health scan. So that's called Visera. I believe Visera is owned by ZYTO. I think it's just a new offering. And from what I understand, it uses the camera on your phone to do like a face scan. And one of the cool things is it'll tell you your biological age based on that scan. And so, for people who are into biohacking and reverse aging, it's a great tool. And I know that's one of James' big passions, is reverse aging. So that's a great tool. So those are the senior games. So that's all I know. If you know how to use those tools to build your business, hopefully you all caught Rachel Lynch. She spoke at convention and she spoke at our Reimagine business training. So you can buy the recording to the Reimagine Your Business training at sharesuccess.com/convention. Just click on the business training and then it'll take you to buy the recording. So yeah, great stuff. But that's Rachel's, like that's how she is built all the way to Blue Diamond, is just doing health scans. And I think she uses the ZYTO. So she does spend more time, but it's at that appointment that she's getting them signed up. She's setting up their 3 months of LRP, and she does a fantastic job, better than anyone I know. And she has a daughter who's already hit platinum doing the same thing. And her daughter's like 23 or 21, like she's really young. Okay, in the questions I'm seeing, can we watch Matt Hall's 3-hour recording? I don't know of any recording. So that was at European Leadership. And so I don't know of any way to catch that. If you've got builders in Europe, you could reach out and see if they recorded it. But yeah, that's all I know. Okay, Bobby's saying that it reads the blood vessels in your face. Welcome.
Hey,
How we doing?
great.
Awesome. Okay, somebody asks, can someone recommend a training on how to understand the results of Visera? I've tried it for a month and there's too much information, wasn't able to understand. Nat, do you know of any?
Loren, are you in the ZYTO WhatsApp group where they've posted some of the recordings on how to do that? Oh, yep,
Bobby says go to the Visera YouTube channel where you'll find 10 training videos.
love that. And there's a WhatsApp group. We'll drop the link to add into that WhatsApp group. Hey, here in the chat. I'll grab that. Thank
Okay.
you. We love being a power couple. I take the kids to school. Andy starts the call. We got this.
That's right. Leanne's asking, do you have an agenda for the one-day experience doTERRA? So I think we talked about that earlier. So at sharesuccess.com/leadership, I'll fix the link to the agenda right after this call. So give me 10 minutes after the call and that'll be fixed. And then Mary says, I have the recording for the Reimagine event. Is the recording of Shantae on that? Did Shantae speak at Reimagine?
No.
Okay.
So
Oh, she's
Shantae,
thinking of Essential Emotions.
yeah, Shantae spoke at the Essential Emotions event and her share was amazing. If you attended the Essential Emotions event, you received an email with that recording in it. But this is a good thing to bring out here. Maybe you can share the link. We had so many people that couldn't attend convention in person, right? That attended virtually and still wanted the updates. And also, we had so many that really want to be updated around the world and be up to speed with what's going on with Essential Emotions. And it was an amazing day. We we created together with Shantae Hall. Her experience was amazing. Ashley Miller had everyone on the floor laughing. Cherie Burton did amazing with the science and connecting the dots as always. And of course, Joe with movement. So what we are doing, because the recordings of live events aren't always as amazing as going to the live event, we're creating a virtual masterclass. And we're doing that next Monday and Tuesday, 12 to 1:30 p.m. Mountain Time. And if you buy it, you'll also receive the recording, which will be excellent to be used virtually, right? It's an amazing experience. So we'll share the link to that here in the chat.
Okay. So I think that answers Mary's question that
Yeah.
I couldn't attend. So
Yeah, so even better than buying the replay is to go to the virtual class on Monday. We'll share the link for that. It's $39 and it's open to people around the world. So wherever you are, whether you can be on the call live or not, plug into that and you'll get some of, we're talking about the new emotions class and you'll experience that. We're talking about the breakthrough circle and you'll experience that, which is this gathering that, it's catching like wildfire, people coming together to share where they're at and be able to go next level. And it's a safe container for that. It helps you see how to do that. And it's drawing so many people out that we haven't been able to get out before. Loving it.
and was that at essentialmotions.com/events?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
I'll put that in the chat.
Perfect.
Yep.
And I'll grab this other link. What else do we?
Let me go back to the chat. Okay. Oh, Loren says that she recorded Matt Hall's training. And so she posted her phone number in the chat, but she is from Switzerland. So I would recommend that you send her a message via WhatsApp versus text. Some people get charged a lot of money for international texts. So you might be on a different plan, but WhatsApp is how we message internationally. So awesome. Okay, Kim says, I had a powerful essential motion session with someone yesterday, and I feel like this is so needed right now. My idea was to have a booth at a Christmas bazaar with handmade journals to sell, and then give a roller with the journal and a QR code to a recorded essential motion circle class. Maybe I should try to schedule a follow-up with them right at the booth. What are your thoughts?
I love that. The powerful essential motion session is a great way to start.
So are you suggesting like doing an emotions breakthrough at the booth? Or maybe
Kim.
she's just saying sell
Yeah.
the journals. Maybe she wants to come on live.
Come on live if you can, and we'll dial into that.
Some people are at work and they're not able to. So
Yeah.
if you can't, just maybe clarify in the, oh, here she comes.
Kim, take us there.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep, you're
Yeah.
great.
Oh, perfect. Okay, awesome. Hi.
Welcome.
Yeah, so I went to the Essential Emotions event, and sorry, I'm gonna get emotional, but the session that I had yesterday was just so powerful. Sometimes I get really scared about this emotion stuff because it's like so weird. Like
It
everyone's
is
like
so powerful. Sometimes we
this
don't
is
know
so
what
weird.
to do with it, right?
Yeah. So it's hard for me to share it with people without scaring them away. And this Christmas bazaar is an art thing. So you have to have some sort of art to present. So I was thinking, okay, well, we could hand paint journals and then give a roller. I know that if I present myself as a distributor, that I won't be
Yeah.
allowed.
Shunned.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm just sort of trying to navigate that, knowing that really what they need here is the oil and this process.
Mhm.
So any ideas from you would be helpful.
I really love that. And it could be a journal. It could also be just a print, right? That they're creating as you're taking them through this process.
Mhm.
You know, like a lot of people, like different therapists have combined this with their work, right? Art therapists will do a breakthrough session while someone is painting. So I can totally see that combination of things.
As you're speaking, I'm having this vision of like a lot of time I've seen people when they're doing emotional work or coaching, they have people visualize the block in their body. So part of the breakthrough worksheet does say, locate this in your body, where is it? But then I've seen a lot of therapists who go even deeper and they say, what's the color, of this block? What's the texture of this block? And then they take people through a guided visualization of, surrendering that, handing it over to the divine, watching it dissolve. So it'd be fascinating to give people a little experience there in the booth where they pick a booth or they pick a block and then you have them close their eyes and you just let them visualize, what that, all those things, right? And then maybe let them do a little watercolor while they smell the oil, or maybe while their eyes are closed, they're smelling the oil for their concern. And it could be a really fun, interactive thing.
You could do on the front side what it looked like at the beginning, and then after breathing the oil and releasing it on the other side of the painting could be that light, right? Because most of the time people see it in brown or orange or some heavier color. They'll visualize it in the beginning and then be able to shift it to light. So I think you could totally go the journal direction. I think you could totally go this direction, but I love how you're finding a way to connect with people. Because I think we feel that power because there's so much good to be done, right? I think you tapped into something. Why are you feeling so much emotion about yesterday? How did that feel to be able to deliver that or facilitate it in some way, right?
Yeah. Well, it was actually with my husband, and I feel like we've been married 20 years, and I feel like stuff came out that has been sitting there for probably longer than 20 years, but that has been affecting our marriage for 20 years, And it's powerful for me, but it's so powerful for him. And it's such and it was interesting because as we were going through the process, I try to just stay in coach mode, and he talked a lot. And at a moment I was like, okay, well, he sort of got out all of his feelings, but I was like, no, let's go back to the process and let's read these look deeper questions. And it just brought up more. And so I was like, this process is where the power is, because how many times have we talked about these issues over and over and over? And he said exactly that. I showed him the new circle, the wheel, or I can't remember what we call it now. And he's like, that's exactly what it felt like. Like we were in this circle always. And I finally broke out of it, could find a way to break out of that.
Wow.
So I'm just so grateful. And I know this need, and I'm trying to figure out how to fit it into this world we live in.
I love that you are asking that question. And I think the world will be a better place when we all ask that question. And it starts in our own lives and in our own homes, right? when
Yeah.
we can live this just a little bit deeper and a little bit more, then the ripple is unstoppable. I'm so happy that you experienced that and you chose into that, and you didn't, just a little bit of processing wasn't enough, that you took the full process. There is purpose in the full process. Maybe we can share that. Well, this cycle that you were talking about, this is what it looks like. And for those of you that haven't seen it yet, and it's such a great tool. I've got a 15-year-old that's going through some things right now, and just teaching him, hey, there's gonna be all of these threats, these real or perceived triggers, whether it comes in an event, a memory, or a conversation. It's going to activate something in your brain and sets an emotional wave in motion. And then that wave is going to rise as the amygdala sounds the alarm. The sympathetic nervous system going to flood the body with cortisol and adrenaline. It's going to, sometimes you might even feel your heart quicken, your breath quicken, and muscles tense. A lot of times we don't even notice that, right? And that's easy to be in this survival mode, quick reaction. But then we have a choice, and this is where the oils come in and change the game. Because they reach the amygdala within seconds to quiet that alarm. Our breath and a little bit of movement can help signal more safety and regulate the body and restore balance. And then our brain can re-engage, get that oxytocin and serotonin flowing, so we can have the clarity and connection that we need. And this is the power, like you talked about, 20 years of looping. How common is this? This is not uncommon. Kim's husband is not the outlier. This is where the world is, where most of us are. And, even if we're in freedom in a lot of things, we still are looping in some, right? That we're still figuring out. And what a gift to have this choice so that we can choose freedom instead of the default, to stay in that cycle, slip into the old patterns and the automatic reactions. We move forward because we've got the nervous system restored, the wave calms and carries you forward. Dopamine fuels motivation, serotonin deepens the calm, and we can step ahead with clarity and renewed energy. And I just love that. This is a perfect model to show that between stimulus and response, there is a space. And in that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. And we are living this. We are advocates of this message. And maybe you're called to do it in the physical ways, but if you are called to do it in emotional ways, you'll love this new class handout. It's just teaching people. It's not about feeling better. It's about getting better at feeling. So we are launching this on Monday at that event, at that virtual event. And Kim, how did the training itself affect you too? Can you share that?
The training was pretty incredible. It was my first training and actually my first convention since 2010. So
Wow.
I've been in doTERRA a long time and never been. So it was kind of overstimulating, I'll admit.
Yeah, it's full
'cause
on, right?
Yeah, I'm very, quiet.
Yeah.
But it was amazing. And to experience that, and just to be honest, to be in the presence of people like you both, and the presenters at the emotions event, and it was, and I will say that being the coach isn't easy. Like there were things that came up with my husband that I'm like, I contribute to this. I can see how I'm in this.
Yeah.
And you can see I'm like covered in, what's that new oil? Castor oil.
Good job.
It's my favorite oil. But yeah, it's an amazing process. I love the new handout, the new process, the new introduction. I feel like this is a really powerful introduction to the breakthrough process. So I think you're spot on with it. And I'm really excited. I just need to find the way to open this up. How do I speak
Well,
and share this without feeling, because I have had some people sort of cut, that's weird. And I'm like, I'm not woo-woo, I'm Christian.
yeah,
Like,
I
that's
know.
my go-to. Like, this is not weird.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And we really have worked hard because we know there are all types, right? There's the middle of the road Christian, there's the born again Christian, there's the
there's
non-believer,
the everything. Mhm.
and everything in between. And how do we do that? Because this is a principle that can be applied wherever our belief structures lie, right? But wouldn't it be a tragedy if we stayed away from these things that really make the biggest difference in our world because we were afraid of the woo-woo or the, saying something that might offend someone? I think we have hit a tipping point. I think we're past that.
Yeah.
And it's time for us to shine and speak these things. And I love how the breakthrough process does it. It does it in such a non-threatening way that, you plug in your word for the divine or their word, you're inviting them.
Mhm.
And whether that is God or Jesus Christ or Allah or the earth, whatever that is, it can work for them. And we need to just deliver things in the way that it resonates with people. And I think we can deliver so much. It's not that we're delivering the healing, we're just being the messengers. So these oils have so much power in them, and we're tapping into that. And what a gift that we can do that.
Can I just share when Natalie was wrestling with really, really deep, dark feelings 20 years ago,
Mhm.
a friend gave us, a tip. And so I bought Natalie a gift certificate for this massage with a woman. And what she did was weird. Like, it wasn't a traditional massage. It was like she would play music and like she would swing your arms and kind of like dance your body to this music. And it was straight up weird. Like,
It was
I
super
remember
weird for you.
totally.
It was like,
And Natalie had more healing in that 1 hour than she'd had in the last 9 years. When Natalie was, guided to start sharing doTERRA, it was doing network marketing. And that was weird. Like, Natalie and I had sworn, on the Bible, we would not be network marketers. And here we are, and so I've just become so much more open. Same thing with Joe, like the most common feedback that I get is, that's weird. Yeah, it's totally weird.
I
And
had to leave the room some of the times. I'll be honest.
Yep.
But then I went to her night thing
Mhm.
and I loved it. I'm like, when is your training?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
Thank goodness for the weird. Thank you for saying that.
know.
Yes.
yeah.
know.
So I just want to validate that healing does not have to fit a traditional mold of, of change. Like, there's the change model that we've seen in the past, which is talk therapy. It doesn't work. I mean, I've seen over and over and over, it doesn't move the needle. And so,
While it is useful for so
yeah,
many, it's just like, is there more?
yeah,
And can we release so much more
yeah.
instead of revisiting the trauma and digging that up?
So one of the ways that we like to start the conversation is just be like, hey, have you ever noticed, that when you have disagreements with people, or you have, these patterns of emotions that you don't enjoy, that you've been there before? Have you ever noticed this cyclical pattern? Like you feel a certain way, you do a certain thing, like you find yourself in the cupboard eating chocolate again. Like that's a really soft way of talking about these patterns, because we're all part of them. We all participate in collusion, like you were talking about, and so I've learned a really cool new tool for helping people break those patterns. And the cycles are there, whether we're conscious of them or not. This is just a really cool tool to help people get conscious of those cycles and those patterns. So that's one way you could talk about it.
I love that.
And-
Thank
and-
you. That helps a lot.
I love, Kim, that you chose to be there. Number one, you left when it was more than you can handle. Amazing that you're still listening to you, right? But then you also noticed, hey, there's some good fruits right there. What more is there? So you came back again and you were able to go a little bit more, right? And that to me is love over fear, right? And the fruits of love are so great. when we choose out of love, that's incredible, And yes, we may all need to bring up that courage so that we can stand in things that are a little weird, right? We've got some pretty great examples of that. And man, we could be more true with our voices. Like you're saying, hey, so turn in, keep coming back. A lot of times I'll notice it's in the body section, look up throat, see what it's got there for you. If you're feeling it there. I love Veronica's talking about elbow, blah, blah, blah. And you've got direction right here. So whether you have the book or whether you have the app, you're going to I love all the new health challenges that came this year, because we've added a bunch of health challenges that were, really present and relevant into our world, like addiction. I mean, how many autoimmune issues, how many cellular issues? You know what cellular is another word for, right? Environmental sensitivities. What's that another word for? Allergies of all kinds, right? Exhaustion, head tension, hearing imbalance, learning and memory, mood. This 15-year-old son that's also struggling with mood, you can just go to mood and get to the emotional root of things if you don't know more than that. How about chronic pain, sleep, taste and smell, vision, or weight issues? So we are so well supported. I love remembering that and just keep coming back. Thank you so much for bringing this forward, Kim, and being an example of living it.
Thank you so much to both of you, showing up all the time for so many years. You're just angels. Thank you.
Thank you.
You mentioned, that when you tell people you're not weird, you're Christian. I think
I'm
it's important.
obviously talking to Christians when I say that.
Yeah. But I think it's important to remember that Christ in his time was a total radical rebel.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why he ended up on the cross, because he was too weird for them to accept. Like he was so far out there. And I think that there's a message there. I think he wants us to be okay with being a little weird, with standing out from the crowd and not looking at let's do business as usual. I think that was part of his message. You know, so many of his stories are so paradoxical. It's like, yeah, like it flips the whole order upside down. The first shall be last. I come as a thief in the night. I mean, it's just, yeah, I think being weird is part of the message if you resonate with Christ.
Right. And how arrogant to think we know everything, right?
Yeah.
That our way is the only way and everything else is
Yeah.
weird. So I love that open attitude. Thank you so much.
Thank you for bringing that forward. So helpful. And I wanted, I know, oh yeah, that was the 14th edition. It's available now in the app. You've got the whole book in the app now, or the book itself. I'm just like a book girl, right? You can see all my little flags here because yesterday I was working with a group of leaders and we took 3 emotions and we blended them together and we did the work and we gave that that up and we went to a higher way. And those higher ways, boy, they're there for us. They are. I just downloaded a video that I wanted to show. This is a quick video from a gal that I met, and she was experiencing massive panic attacks every day.
What do you download?
Downloaded it. I just pushed download from messages into your
Yes.
downloads right here.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. So she was having massive panic attacks, and it was basically keeping her stuck in her life. And it was keeping her from going to college or doing all these other, she's a beautiful young woman. But I had no idea the effects that just introducing her to the oils and essential emotions could have. But here's her quick little experience.
Hi, my name is Ileana, and this is how essential emotions changed my life. Back in January, I joined doTERRA and became an advocate. And in February, I met Natalie, who introduced me to essential emotions. I started integrating it into my everyday life in meditation and yoga and started noticing a big difference. I started to learn that there is no such thing as a good or a bad emotion. They're all just emotions. They're all my emotions. And I started to be able to grapple with that and realize that a panic attack wasn't going to change or ruin my day. I could feel big emotions and deal with them and move on. One day I woke up and realized it had been 6 months without a panic attack. And this is when I knew this was really powerful. So I started going through the certification process to become an essential emotions coach and started working with clients and immediately saw results that were bigger than I could have dreamed. I had a client tell me that she saw more progress in 2 sessions of essential emotions than she had in 6 years of traditional talk therapy. I feel really blessed to be able to do this as my now full-time job as an essential emotions coach and doTERRA advocate and be able to travel around the world part-time in an RV. I'm today in beautiful and very windy Prince Edward Island. And this has just changed my life so much. It has been such a healing testament for me and for so many other people. It is just the most beautiful blessing of my life.
So sweet to see her life change so drastically in such little time. And the fruits are unmistakable. And now it's amazing because that can be shared in 12 languages all around the world. We hope that you are leaning in to whatever you need more of, whatever is drawing you in. As we take accountability for us, I think we should leave on that Leo quote today. I texted it in the family text.
Okay.
Here's our closing thought today. If we can each take accountability for ourselves, my son memorized this little quote, and it really stood out to me that we can't govern a team until we can govern ourselves. And so it all starts with us. Here's Here's
Leo.
Leo.
A man cannot govern a nation if he cannot govern a city. He cannot govern a city if he cannot govern a family. He cannot govern a family unless he can govern himself.
Who said that?
Hugo Grotius.
Nice.
A man cannot.
So there it is from the mouths of babes. We are taught so well. We just begin with governing ourselves, and then stewardship and opportunities will be added to us. We want to grow our team. We want to grow our business, govern ourselves. It will flow naturally from there.
Somebody asked in the chat, how do I find a coach if I want to get an Essential Motions coaching session? So you go to essentialmotions.com, mouse over coach, and then click on find a coach. And we've got a whole directory here of certified coaches who have been through the certification. They've done all the sessions and even received sessions, so they can be a great coach. So you can see where they're located. A lot of them are international. So it's really exciting to see the international group grow. But yeah.
And a lot of times as you're becoming a coach, there's a lot of trading sessions between those people. And we will, the beautiful thing about coaching is it is virtual. You can experience it wherever you are. It's an online course that is evergreen. We have people go back to certain parts of it over and over again. So you can do it anytime, anywhere. And again, did we get that event? Can you show them the event piece as well? So just so you know, that Monday event is going to be amazing. It's a masterclass. It'll go Monday and Tuesday. You click right here on that top one, and it's $39, and will bring to you so much of what we talked about here today. And we're going to be demonstrating how to use it and giving you some of the tools, so you just have the tools. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone.
So grateful for you, sending you so much love and light. And we're so grateful for this work that we get to be a part of.
Amen.